Hi, and welcome to Cenario, your partner in mental wellness. Here on our channel, we share educational, insightful, and science-backed content to help you understand your mental health and take meaningful steps toward a more balanced life. If you're ready to learn, grow, and take control of your wellness journey, let's jump right in.
Hello, and welcome. Today we're diving into something really fascinating, the powerful connection between what's on your plate and what's going on in your head. We're going to explore the science of using specific nutrients to support your mood. Now, this isn't about some quick fix, but really about working with your body's own biology. Let's get right into it.
So you might have noticed this, right? It feels like suddenly mood supplements are everywhere, and there's a good reason for that. The last few years have been a lot. They've brought a ton of stress and disruption, and it's left many of us looking for simple, accessible ways to take care of our mental well-being. We started looking for tools that could go along with things like therapy and exercise, and, well, that's where supplements really jumped into the conversation.
And this really gets to the very heart of what we're talking about today. The core idea here is that our mood isn't just some abstract psychological thing. It's deeply, deeply rooted in our physical biology. Your brain, just like your muscles or your bones, needs the right raw materials, the right fuel, to do its job properly.
Okay, so what does that biology actually look like? In this first part, we're going to break down the key chemical pathways in your brain that create this amazing link between what you eat and how you feel.
I want you to think of your brain as this incredible high-performance engine. For it to run smoothly, it really needs four things. First, it needs the parts to build its messengers. We're talking about things like serotonin and dopamine. Second, it needs a cooling system to handle stress. Third, it needs a way to fight off rust, which is a great analogy for inflammation. And finally, it just needs good, clean fuel to make it all go. If any one of those is off, the whole system can start to sputter.
All right, so with that biology in mind, let's talk evidence. There's so much hype out there, so much noise. So we're going to cut through that and focus on what the actual, solid clinical research says about some of the most popular supplements for mood support. To do that, we're using a pretty simple evidence grading system. A means there's really strong support from high-quality studies. B means the evidence is good, but maybe we need a little more research. And mixed means the results are all over the place or, importantly, come with some serious warnings. This just helps us focus on what's most likely to be both effective and safe. First up, B vitamins. These guys get a grade A, but for something called adjunctive use. So what does that mean? It means they work best as part of a team, not always on their own. For instance, if someone has a vitamin B deficiency or isn't getting the full benefit from an antidepressant, adding B vitamins can give their brain the exact raw materials it's been missing to produce those crucial mood-regulating chemicals. Next up, another grade A player, omega-3s. We now know that low-grade inflammation in the brain is a huge factor in mood issues. And guess what? Omega-3s are fantastic anti-inflammatories. Now here's the pro tip. When you're looking at a label, you want to find a supplement that's higher in EPA than DHA. The studies are pretty clear that EPA is the real heavy lifter when it comes to mood. Vitamin D gets a solid grade B. And what's so cool about vitamin D is that it acts less like a vitamin and more like a powerful hormone. It sends signals all over your body that help manage inflammation and influence those neurotransmitters we talked about. The mood benefits are seen most clearly in people who are actually deficient, which is why it's always a smart move to get your levels checked. So what else is there? Well, other nutrients like magnesium, zinc, and certain probiotics are also showing real promise, especially for stress and anxiety. But, and this is a really big but, when we get into herbal supplements, we have to be extremely cautious. St. John's wort is the perfect example. Yeah, it can be effective for some people, but it has some seriously dangerous interactions with a lot of common medications, including antidepressants. This is definitely not something to experiment with on your own. You absolutely need guidance from a professional. Okay, so we've looked at the evidence. Now for the most important part. How do we actually use this information to build a strategy that's smart, safe, and effective? This next section is all about putting it into practice.
When you're putting together a supplement plan or a stack, slow and steady absolutely wins the race. Step 1. Figure out what your body actually needs. You can do this with blood work or by talking to a clinician. Then start simple. A small foundation of 1 or 2 well-researched supplements is perfect. Always read the labels to make sure you're not accidentally taking too much of one thing and introduce new things one at a time. That way you can actually tell what's working.
And this slide just illustrates the difference perfectly. On the left, you've got the SMART approach, targeted support. Maybe it's just vitamin D because your levels are low, and some magnesium for stress. Simple. On the right is the mistake a lot of people make, grabbing a bunch of different all-in-one mood formulas. They often have overlapping ingredients, which just increases your cost and your risk of side effects without really adding any benefit. Okay, this is so important. One of the biggest mistakes people make is expecting results overnight. These aren't medications that work in a few hours. It takes time. We're talking 4 to 12 weeks often for your body to build up its nutrient stores and for those biological pathways to really start shifting. Consistency is absolutely everything.
And we have to be really clear on this. Natural does not always mean safe. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, if you're taking other medications, or if you have a pre-existing health condition like liver or kidney disease, you must talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement. This is non-negotiable.
Okay, so we've covered the biology, we've gone through the evidence. Now let's bring it all home and talk about how you can go from all this general information to taking smart, personalized action for yourself. If there is one single thing to take away from our time together, it's this. While the science gives us a fantastic roadmap, you are the ultimate expert on your own body. We all have unique genetics, different diets, different stressors, which is exactly why a one-size-fits-all approach to supplements just doesn't work. The real magic happens when you use this information to create a strategy that's just for you. And it's also so important to see supplements for what they are, one piece of a much larger puzzle. They are way more effective when they're part of a whole-person approach to wellness that includes things like therapy, good sleep, exercise, and a healthy diet. Think of them as a booster, a way to support everything else you're doing, not as a replacement for those other essential practices.
So we'll leave you with this question to think about. Is your biology getting the nutritional support it needs to truly feel its best? Just taking a moment to honestly answer that question for yourself, that's the first step toward a more empowered and personalized approach to your well-being. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you for watching Cenario. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. For personalized mental wellness supplements, visit Cenario.com. See you in the next